Jesus, I can't believe it. It's almost a fucking miracle to see this Cadillac here. I'm right here on McGill College on a very well-to-do part of downtown / Old Montreal, and among all these fucking boring luxury cars is a classic luxury American cruiser, a 68 Coupe de Ville. And you know, these two girls, they were just getting their picture taken with the car because, again, today's cars, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares.
This guy knows.
I know all about this. This is a 472 cubic inch V8.
He knows more than I do.
Right? And this is the second year for this styling. In '69, they changed the body, which looks similar but not the same. Look at that. It's got original, looks like upholstery inside. I don't know if my camera can show that.
Though unfortunately, he's a Misfits fan or Danzig fan.
What do you mean? I'm not following you. What do you mean?
Oh, the right there on this, like that skull right there.
What is that? Like a punk band or something?
Yeah, from like. I like the Misfits, but Danzig is just.
I have no dog in this fight. I don't know those bands.
Is that a punk band?
It is, yeah. Old school punk band.
Well, I like the Ramones.
Oh no, I like the Ramones too. And like the Misfits are good, like the old school, but Danzig himself is a piece of shit.
Damn, I can't believe this is here. I'm sorry to go back to this Cadillac. It just deserves it because, you know, like, again, this street I was walking. Every time I walk here, I think to myself, wow, I'd love to come back and have a time machine come back here 20, 30 years ago. I bet you it did not look this fancy, and I don't think it did, actually.
Probably not.
Because I remember I had a job. The first job I had was at a telemarketing company down the street, just off one of the streets here. And it was called International Business Directories. What a bunch of shit that is, you know?
Are you from Quebec here?
I'm born and raised a Montrealer, my friends.
Oh, nice, very cool. I've
Yeah.
only been here not only.
I don't actually. I just remember the fucking name. I don't.
90s band right there.
I can't even tell you the any song they did. Yeah,
I can't either, but I know the band. Everyone.
It's nice to meet you, man. You know. Now those wide white wall tires, those were not original issue, but on cars of this magnificence, I just made a word. Then they suit perfectly, you know.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. I rode in one once, a 67. It was silver, it had a black vinyl top. Guy had fucking Roy Orbison playing in there. Oh, it was nice, man. It was nice. That's how old school I am. I even like Roy Orbison, you know.
It's yeah, it's interesting. It's a real interesting combination. Being real kind of smooth and luxurious looking, but it's like sharp and like really sporty looking too.
Well, that was the whole point back then. And you know, this was really a symbol of how America was really the greatest country in the world and what they made and what they offered the world, and how Cadillac literally still was the standard of the world. Not Mercedes, not Rolls-Royce, and certainly not Audi.
I was in Vancouver for the last year or so, in Yellowtown, you see like Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces like driving on the street over there. Like, it's fucking rich as shit over there.
Yeah, like Toronto, eh?
Yeah, kinda.
Well, Montreal's gotten rich too, but it doesn't come close, it seems. That's the impression I get anyway, you know?
Vancouver is like, that place is crazy, like how expensive it is to live over there. Like,
That's what I keep hearing. Toronto also, you know? And that's why a lot of people come here. They come to study here because it's cheaper to study here and also to live here in general. On that note, boys, and I wish you a great evening.
Indeed.
Check out my site. Enjoy your stay in the city, by the way, eh?
Indeed, thank you.
All right, guys. Take care, eh? Bye. I wanted to get one last view of this fine 6.8 Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Right? There's a Blazer that's somewhat comparable, but not at all still. Now, by the way, I'm sorry, I was speaking with these guys here. It turns out they were from California. They're in the special effects department. And I was showing you before the wipers on the Caddy there, before I finished the video, how it's weird that the wipers are actually sticking up. And they're not supposed to. And the funny thing is that one of my favorite movies called A Bronx Tale, right, with Robert De Niro, which takes place in the Bronx in the 50s and then late 60s. And this kid who grows up, right, following his life, you know, he, anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? So anyway, so later in life, right, the kid, he's working as a fucking, I don't know, late teen for this guy who's his mob boss, happens to be his friend, you know. And anyway, so the boss says, I'm going to lend you my car to make a good impression on your date with some girl, this black chick, which was a no-no back then. And they're in the car, and it's a front view. And oddly enough, like this Caddy, the wipers are sticking up like that. But they're actually, the blades themselves were crooked. So, and I was telling these two guys from California before, that's unusual to see that because, see, this was the first or second year for the hideaway wipers on all GMs, the big GM cars. So they would literally hide under the hood there, and it just looked cleaner, it looked cooler, you know, it looked sleeker. It was another way, of course, that GM found out that, you know, how to make a car look as cool as possible compared to all these fucking boring cars. Jesus H fucking Christ, did they ever depress me? And even more so in the winter, by the way. And I don't care who fucking hears me because it's true. Look at these two people right here. They're looking, these three people, they're looking at that and going, that is a work of art. That's what it is. Anyway, oh yeah, by the way, come to think of it, I used to work a fucking telemarketing job down this street, I think. Yeah, it was like one of my first jobs, like late 90s or so. Anyway, that's it, boys and girls. Have yourselves a good night. Bye-bye.